Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. This show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF, here at 4:45 a.m. on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about a super interesting and powerful topic, knowing thyself and productivity. What is the connection between knowing the self, knowing who you are at an essential level, and how does that lead into you becoming a more productive person? Get ready for a powerful show today. You can also please push the subscribe button now to become a subscriber. Get all these videos for free. I did say free. 1, 2, 3, 4, free. Reach out to us. We speak to groups and organizations about being productive through joy, of course, in schools as well. You can also get Productive Through Joy live consulting. Go to productivethroughjoy.com. Holler at us. So today, again, we're talking about the idea of knowing thyself and how that ties into becoming more productive. For those who are new to the show, let me say a few more words about myself as a way of introduction. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I am the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed novel, Americas, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, where, of course, Michael Brown was murdered in the conflagration that ensued initially happened there as well. That book will be coming out, my God, in next month, finally. First American edition. The book was published originally in Germany. Coming to America, as Eddie Murphy said, on iconic Third World Press. Look for that in bookstores everywhere. I'll be probably coming to a town near you. Look for me in traditional and social media over the next month as we start to hop into the tour in April. I am also the former executive director of the World Stage, a literary and jazz venue here in California. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I am currently a professor of English literature at Loyola Marymount University here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to a beautiful, wonderful, powerful, single divorcee, yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet as Cool Modi famously said, how you like me now? And if I can be this productive through joy, so can many of us who are watching this show as we speak. And that narrative, my own narrative, in many ways inspires our business, inspires the show, because we know what it is like to come through difficulty, to come from origins that are challenged, problematic, all right? And so we like to especially deal with folks like that, because when people like us can make it, can have abundant success despite our crazy narratives, our crazy backgrounds, it gives inspiration to other people who've come from similar backgrounds. It also removes the excuse for people who are not quite as challenged, who are maybe a little more privileged than we are. Because listen, folks like us, we have a built-in excuse as to why we cannot ball, have not ball, should not ball. But when we find a way out of no way, as the scholar's book, Monica A. Coleman says, and we can find a way out of no way, we can really inspire the people around us and those who come to know our stories. So again, go to productivethroughjoy.com. Again, we speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being more productive through joy. Really powerful public program. Also, of course, we offer private one-on-one productive through joy consulting with primarily entrepreneurs, but also with people just trying to elevate their game, leaders to the next level, or maybe change their positioning inside of a more corporate, traditional structure. And so, again, we're talking in a few moments about the ideal of knowing thyself and being productive. In the morning show, we like to also tap into the idea of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times, as we know as adults, we will start our day with trouble on our mind. I've been sharing glass for a while now, a few months, just dealing with some really heartbreaking situations with some colleagues of mine, really true betrayal. And when people, as Sonia Sanchez says, when you're wounded in the house of a friend, it's pretty painful. And so this issue has been with me as I wake up in the mornings. And as I go to bed at night, it's just so troubling. So I know I'm not alone in those types of situations. And so for people like us who are entrepreneurs, who are thinking outside the box, who are leaders, we tend to have essentially more things on our mind, more problems. You know, the more money, more problem thing, that's actually a real thing. It's true. And so that leads to stress and leads to feelings of discomfort. And listen, that can really kill you. As we know from 10th grade science, stress is a killer. And if you don't deal with stress, especially in these types of professional and personal endeavors, because when you're operating outside the box and as an entrepreneur, if you're the person in charge, I mean, you feel that pressure every day. So, and that's part of the deal, but that's why you are the boss. That's why you make the big bucks. That's why you do what you do. Because everyone can't do it. Everyone isn't cut out to be the boss, trust me. So you got to pay the cost to be the boss in many ways. And so as a part of our helping individuals deal with framing their day before their day has a chance to frame you, we discuss this in the context of a ritual. Ritual can be defined as essentially doing the same thing at around the same time. What does that mean? Well, what that means is, it's best seen through example, but let me give you my morning ritual to serve as an exemplar. So in the mornings, I wake up at 3:45 a.m. I read a couple books. I'm reading 3 books now about either business or spiritual books. Then I do our show now at 4:45 a.m. And then I work on my current novel, my current book, until sunrise, which is around 6 o'clock or so here in LA. And then I walk out to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California. I bring my drum, so I go drum, I meditate, I do yoga. It's really beautiful, just me and the dolphins and the seagulls. I come back and work on my current book for a while longer, then go back to the beach to run up the coast, all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, all the way back here to Venice to go to my gym, Gold's Gym. And so by 9:30, guys, I'm feeling amazing. My body is being flooded with endorphins. And as we know from 10th grade science, that was a good year for science, for education, that when the body is, when we're feeling joyful or happy, what's happening at a biochemical level is that the body is flooding itself with endorphins. And those endorphins can give us a sense of euphoria that we can then leverage to move ourselves towards our goals and objectives, which for me, of course, involve real estate, publishing, public speaking, and consulting. We're not saying do what I do. We're saying do what you do based upon your own goals and objectives. And so we help people create a morning ritual around their belief systems, their schedule, their time, etc. So I'm reading 3 books right now, and the books, of course, always change as a part of my morning reading. As I get done with the books, I just add new books into the queue. And so I'm reading 3 books right now. I'm reading a book called The Nag Hammadi Reader, which is a book of a compendium of Gnostic scriptures. I'm reading a book called Owning the Moment, which is about, it's about what it sounds like. It's about owning the moment, being in the moment, and then seizing and owning that moment. And I just added a new book to the queue, a book, Cash in a Flash, which, if I show you these books. So this is the first book. Oops. Book down. That's the Nag Hammadi Library. That book is so, Nag Hammadi Library, that book is so powerful that I'm reading, bam, this book here, boom, Owning the Moment. And I just added this new book that me and Carmen Bordas are reading together, Cash in the Flash, by Mark Victor Hansen and Robert G. Allen. You may know Hansen from the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, that series. This book seems really good already. So from those 3 books, I extract some wisdom, which I call the morning chant, today's morning chant. is as a meditating natural mystic, I know I am the God who thrives inside of me. So my abundance dreams are guaranteed because all things are possible. So I think about that idea throughout my day. I place it in my phone, for example, as I go through my day, as opposed to checking my Facebook or my Instagram. I look at that, right? And I also create the morning and afternoon shows around that idea. So today we're talking about knowing thyself and productivity. All right. Again, if you're enjoying the show, please swipe left or right across your device. Please invite people to join the conversation. Definitely push the subscriber button here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Definitely go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. All right. And have me come out, speak to your group, organization, or school, or take advantage of our one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting. All right, let's dive into our topic for today. Knowing thyself and productivity. Point one is you want to make knowing thyself, knowing yourself, I'm going to get biblical with it, use the biblical, know thyself. You want to make knowing yourself a priority. That may sound odd to some of us. What do you mean know myself? I know I'm me. I know myself. Well, we are talking about a deeper level of knowledge of self, an epistemological approach that involves knowledge rooted in the primordial. So we encourage people to think about and help people think about their belief systems around the spirit and how that is tied to themselves. So if you know the show, at times we'll speak about the primordial, the thing itself, the thing that was here before, the energy. For my colleagues who are atheists, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just changes forms. That's how people talk about God or the spirit. God has always been here. It just changes forms. That means that what was here in the beginning is still here in some form right now, today, and it's everywhere in a different form. That means it's got to also be inside of you and inside of me, Michael Datcher. So the implications of that, for example, in terms of knowing yourself, are profound, right? If you know that the energy that is the God, the primordial thing, the thing that is also in the sun, that's also inside of you, the potential to do all things is possible, which goes into point two. Once you know, in terms of that level of knowing the self, that you are a part of the primordial energy, and one of the main tenets, characteristics of God or the energy or energy is that it's a creative force. That means that you are a creator, right? And when you just embrace that idea that I create things because the original energy is inside of me, and I have the power to, I'll use the word manifest, because many things are already here, just in a different form or realm. You have to bring into the world of phenomena. Once you know that, you can begin to visualize, as we help people work towards the ideas that you have in your head, because thoughts actually are things that can manifest in the world of phenomena. And then we'll just call those dreams for now, right? Dreams for having a certain type of business, a certain type of profession, seeing your family healthy and wealthy and wise, etc., being healthy, capturing that in your mind, right? And then beginning to transition that into the world of phenomena, which goes into point three. As you begin to embrace all of these ideas, you're going to see an uptick in productivity that people could define as miraculous. I've seen it happen to me in my own life where people would say things, have said, wow, that's a miracle. I'm like, yeah, it is. Boom, goes the dynamite. That's it for today's show. This show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. and goes until 40, it goes to 5 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Then at 4:45 p.m. it goes until 5 p.m. On Facebook Live. Thanks for being here. Please have me come out. Or please first hit the subscriber button and get these videos for free. Definitely share this video on your social media platforms. For sure, reach out to us. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, or organization. Definitely, if you're an entrepreneur, take advantage of our one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting. Thanks for being here. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.